Hi, I'm Mike from Vintage Tool Shop and welcome to episode 3 of Tools with a Story. Last year we were contacted by a gentleman from Sydney by the name of Scott, who was a ship's carpenter at Garden Island Navy Base. Scott had amassed a large collection of high quality vintage and antique Stanley planes, and as you can see, he made amazing stands out of cedar and felt lined to protect all of his precious planes. And you can tell someone who appreciates their tools, but that's how they look after them. Now, in amongst all of these planes here was this Stanley 5.5. Now, it's an unassuming plane. It's a 5.5 of 1950s English vintage. It's got a mismatched front knob from an earlier Stanley plane, and it's had its rear handle replaced with a user-made handle. So it's a bit of a bitzer. Australian cutter. The interesting thing about this plane is the tag on it. If you can see there, this has been my work plane since 1953. It has worked well, and that is by Mr. George Coates, who was Scott's mentor at Garden Island Navy Base. And when you turn the tag over, it's written here by Mr. George Coates. In 1953, this plane was bought in Blackpool, UK for £3, which is $6 Australian. I made a new handle at Garden Island Navy Base in 1987. With care, it should last another 100 years. Now, I find it quite remarkable that this plane is written here. It has worked in England, Rhodesia, New Guinea, Canada, Bahrain, Venezuela and Australia. So George, as a Navy ship's carpenter, was travelling around the world in some interesting hot spots, using this plane to repair the ships that he was on, touch up doors, furniture and bits of joinery. And you can see it's had a hard life, but it's definitely lived a life. And we find that quite beautiful and quite appealing, that this man cared that much for his tool that he wrote a little note on it so that the next owner can enjoy it and pass it down to whoever that may be. But yeah, that's it. And thanks for looking.